Hi, once again, a very good afternoon and welcome to our BMEC webinar on this lovely afternoon. First and foremost, allow me to introduce myself. My name is Calvin from BMEC, coming to you live from here, Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. And today we're going to talk about AlterG, a very interesting device, especially if you are a rehab, if you are a physiotherapist, or even if you're a sport enthusiast and you want to know how you can power your outcomes in rehab and sports with AlterG. So with that, we'll now cross over to Singapore to speak to our product specialist, Jun Yi. Hi, Jun Yi, how are you?
Yeah, hello, I'm good. Yep, thank you.
All right, Jun Yi, so I'm sure you're going to tell us today how we can power our rehab and sports outcome with AlterG, right?
Yes.
Okay, so to all the audience, we're also coming to you live today on 3 different platforms. We are live on Facebook, we're live on YouTube, and also on LinkedIn. So if you have any questions that you want to ask Juni throughout the session, feel free to type it in the comment section. We're going to have a dedicated Q&A session at the end of today's webinar. So with that, I'll pass over the session to you, Juni.
Hello everyone, thank you for your time to attend this live webinar. My name is Jin from BMEC Singapore. I'm the product manager for the sports science division. So today the products I'm going to introduce is the AlterG Anti-Gravity Threadmill. So what is an AlterG? So AlterG is an unweighing treadmill that using NASA differential air pressure technology to empower people to move in a new way or walk or run without any pain. Okay, so who can use the AlterG? So for orthopedic patients, neurological patients, obese patients, or even just use it for performance. So we focus more on the orthopedic and neurological. So for orthopedics, right, athletes or patients with post-fracture, post-operative rehab, microfracture, ACL reconstruction, post-injury rehab can use the AlterG. So there's a studies on the AlterG that have shown that return to motion as early as possible can help reduce muscle atrophy, decrease swelling, and improve patient results post-surgery and injury. So let me give you like a scenario, for example, and I would say like a football player. He got an ACL reconstruction. So after a week recover, like the few wound, he normally can't walk, 100% of his body weight, and his gait pattern is a bit not that natural. So with the AlterG, right, it can help him, walk or run without any pain because of the NASA differential air pressure technology. It's unweighing him, it's pushing him up. So he have to unweigh to a unweighing percentage that he feel comfortable while he's running or walking without any pain. As I mentioned earlier, return to motion as early as possible can help reduce muscle atrophy, decrease swelling, and improve results post-surgery and injury. So for neurological patients with strokes, traumatic brain injury, and Parkinson's disease, right, AlterG can make it that much easier for patients to perform their exercises, awakening the part of their brain that calibrates their movement. So once the first step is taken, patient will gradually be able to regain movement in their limbs and muscle group and able to maintain the progress that they gain throughout their therapy session. So of course, while using this AlterG, there's a requirement, I would say a subject requirement. First of all, you must weigh more than 38 kg. If you are less than 38 kg, unfortunately you can't use the AlterG. And if you also cannot exceed a certain weight, you cannot exceed 180 kg. If you exceed 180 kg, you also can't use the AlterG. Also, there's a height limit too. You must be above 142 cm. You can use that so that you can use the AlterG. For the AlterG, there's no age limit. As long as you meet the height and weight requirement, you can start using the AlterG. So let's talk about the speed of the AlterG. So for forward movement, the treadmill speed is from 0.1 kilometer to 19.3 kilometer per hour. Also, the AlterG, right, is able to go on the reverse direction. So on reverse direction, it can from 0.1 kilometer to 4.8 kilometer per hour. So for the AlterG, the unweighing range is from 100% to 20% of the user body weight. Like for example, I'm about close to 80 kg. Okay, so I want to unweigh 50% of body weight, right? I'm walking or running at 40 kg effort, so less impact on my lower limb like my hip, my knee, or my ankle. Okay, so without further ado, let's try the AlterG. Okay, so this is the AlterG shorts. It comes with 8 sizes from 2XS up to 3XL. So of course, if you're a normal healthy adult, although you have ACL injury, technically you can wear this by yourself. So if there's a neurological patient, like of course they need the subject needs some assistance from the physiotherapy, so from the therapy or the physio assistant to help them wear the AlterG shorts. So this is how I wear it. The zip is at the front. Screw it up all the way up. So for wearing an AlterG short, right, it should not be just nice. It should be a little bit tight so there's no air leakage. Something like this. So right now, currently I'm wearing an M size. That's all. Of course, as I said, if I'm a healthy adult, like, I just can get into AlterG by myself. But if it's a neurological patient or maybe the elderly patients, he or she, right, might need assistance from the therapy or the therapy assistant to get inside the AlterG. So this is how I get inside the AlterG. By the way, this is using magnet, so you can just hook on it. That's all. And right now, I'm trying to zip up the shorts with the AlterG. Because before I zip it, I make sure the excess part I'm going to tuck it in. Once I'm tucked in, I can zip by myself. Tuck in properly. So let's tuck in properly, and I just zip it. Yeah, I'm done. As you can see, the process will take about maybe max 1 minute. Yep, if you ever familiarize with it, maybe less than 30 seconds. Okay, once I'm ready, I can start using the AlterG. So right now, the AlterG is doing acceleration to determine how heavy am I. So it takes about maybe 30 to 45 seconds. So right now the AlterG is pushing me up. Determine how heavy am I. Right now, we can start using the AlterG. So right now, I'm standing at 100% of my body weight. So maybe let's increase the weight. Okay, right now I'm weighing 50% my body weight. So sorry, there's some minor error. Let me recalibrate again. Let's start the session. Right now I'm walking at 5 kilometers per hour at 100% of my body weight. So as I mentioned, the AlterG, I'm weighing a person body weight. So let's drop to maybe let's walk at 80% of my body weight. Now I'm walking at 80% of my body weight. Let's try to weigh at 50% of my body weight. So right now I'm walking at 50% of my body weight. So what's the advantage of the AlterG, right? So no matter what the patient or the subject is doing, it will prevent the subject from falling down. For example, if I just fall down, nothing happened to me, I'm not falling down. I switch to my right, I switch to my left, I'm not falling down at all. So of course the air is pushing me up. Compared to those traditional, arm-weighing system using the harness, right? They are pulling you up. So it's pulling you up, it's very painful on your, depends the design of the harness. It's very painful on your groin area or the armpit area. But this is using air. So instead it's pulling you up, it's pushing you up. You see, right now I simulate that I'm falling down. Right now. Yep. It's quite safe. That's the advantage of the AlterG. So right now, instead of walking, you can try running. Right now I'm walking at 12 km per hour at 50% of my body weight. As I mentioned before, even patients who have ACL injury, they can just unweighing range that they feel comfortable while they're walking or running without any pain. Okay, next I want to show you what the AlterG can do. It can show is gait parameter. So I would like to show you on the screen. Yep. Let me decrease the speed first. Okay, be able to show your gait parameter. For example, what's my weight bearing, my cadence, my step length for my left foot, and my step length for my right foot, and my stance time. So right now my weight bearing is 50-50 because I'm feeling because of the unwing support. My cadence is about 107, 108. My step length is about almost the same. But right now I can simulate, right? For example, my left step length will be much more longer than my right step length. As you can see, there's a huge difference. So right now my left is higher, longer than my right. Yep. And also there's a video mode also. So therapy can have a look, or the trainer can have a look at front part of the patient or athlete's movement. So over the gait parameter, right, I'm able to record the gait data. So I just select this icon, record gait data. You can do recording. Duration, there's no limit, it's up to you. So if I turn to the running mode on, I can recording running gait data. So I need to increase the speed. So you can tell what's your pain level, for the therapy to know. So for example, do you enjoy this session? There's any pain level? For me, I don't feel any pain. I can just put 0, no pain at all. Set the pain level. Okay, you can stop the recording. Once you complete the session, you can stop the AlterG. Okay, right now I'm stopping the AlterG. So for this AlterG, right, you can combine with other products. So what kind of products? Right, the device that in front of me is called the Smartfit Strike Pod. So what is the Smartfit? Smartfit is a brand house functional fitness and sports performance device that rapidly enhance cognitive and sports performance. So what can the Smartfit do? So the Smartfit can measure, it can repair, it can prevent, it can slow down, it can perform. So what can the Smartfit measure? So the Smartfit can measure cognitive function while moving. But for this case, right, you are measuring cognitive function while you're walking or running. So second, what can you repair? So you can repair orthopedic, neuro rehab, or return to play after a long layoff. And the third one, what can you prevent? You can prevent mild cognitive impairment, dementia, and four risk for older adults. And what can you slow down? So you can slow down onset Parkinson, mild cognitive impairment, and dementia, and loss of physical independence. So what can you perform? So for performance, you can increase sports performance, tactical training. Tactical training is for the military, improve their reaction and decision making, and of course daily activity. Improve your reaction, decision making, things like that. So how are we going to combine the SmartFit with AlterG? So right now, let me start again by using the SmartFit. So everything is controlled either by a mobile phone or a tablet itself. So right now, I go to play. So there's a lot of games you can play. There's rally war, there's track, there's chase, knock the lights off, pairing, sequencing, memory, equation, and spelling. So let's try equations. So maybe let's try multiplications. Okay. Let me increase the speed of the AlterG first. Right now, I increase the box 4.6 km per hour. Now we will start the game for the SmartFit. So it's a math question, as you can see. So I tap on it. 11 times 2, 32. Times 6, 4. 9 times 12 is 108. 8 times 5, 40. 4. 11 times 4, 44. 4 times 9, 36. 3 times 30. 4 times 5, 20. Yep. This is the maths question, so we can try another game. For example, for athletes, you can increase the speed. Make it more challenging for them. Increasing the speed to 10 km per hour. So instead of equation, you can try spelling. So for spelling, right, I will choose how to spell a certain country. So for this one, I will choose how to spell Singapore. Start game. Start running first. It will tell me to Singapore. S I N. So it's a bit not that sensitive. Let me do the second game. You can adjust the sensitivity. So just now the sensitivity was medium, so I try to make it highest. Start again. Okay. So right now I'm riding at 10 km per hour, Singapore S. I N N G A P E O R E. Yep. So instead of like having 4 ports over here, right, you can increase the ports. 130 again. I can have 2 more ports over here and add another 2 more ports over here. So much more challenging. Yeah. So also for now, right, I don't have the adjustable port stand. So right now I'm using a fixed port stand. Smartfit it comes with a adjustable port stand. So you can increase the height of the stands. Yeah. So right now I'm stopping the AlterG. Okay. As I mentioned before, right, you can do the reverse direction. So for reverse direction, right, just simulate. I'm walking at a reverse direction or forward direction, right? Technically, right, this airbag, right, if it inflate, right, it looks like a table, like, okay. So you can have a, for example, elderly patient or neurological patient, right? You can have something like a game with them on the airbag itself. For example, play some Chinese chess, play some cards, distract them. You know, so walking should be as natural as possible. So try to distract them. So if you want to play any game, you can do some exercises, right? While facing this direction, some medicine ball training, medicine ball training. So throw a bit to his left or a little bit to his right. And I have seen, like, instead of throwing medicine ball, right, they wear a boxing glove to box with the therapy. Yep. So there's a lot of exercises you can do combined with other technology or exercises using the AlterG. And how do I exit from this AlterG? It's quite easy. If it's a neurological patient that needs assistance, right, the therapy or therapy assistant to just to put this thing. Of course, you have to support the patient first. Tap on the AlterG and exit from the AlterG. And after that, of course, the elderly patient, he or she needs to sit down on a chair. So for this AlterG shot, right, you can throw to the washing machine and wash. No issue at all. If the next patient you want to use the same size, ideally you get 2 or 3 more sizes, but you only have one, you can use the alcohol wipe it off and pass to the next patient. So for example, like, okay, for the athletes that have a ACL injury, after using the AlterG, he might feel a little bit like swelling or pain, right? You can use the after the AlterG training, right? You can use the Game Ready. It's a Game Ready. It's an ice compression system that reduces swelling and pain. So, you know, just unwrap this. And he can just wear it by himself. And of course, there's a compression machine that can hook it up. You can do like 15 to 20 minutes duration, is up to you. Yeah. And again, really, you are able to control the pressure level. So after an ACL injury, you might not need a high pressure. You can turn off the pressure or at a low pressure. Yep, that's the advantage of using the Game Ready or having a Game Ready. Yeah, so thank you for your time. Is there any questions that you have, and I'll try my best to answer. Yeah. Alright, sorry. So,
Junie, can you hear me?
yeah, Kevin, continue. Yeah.
All right. So I think I got the easier part of this entire demonstration for today. I see you very chuan now, all sweating, from all the running and all that. But it looks really interesting. So the next time when I'm in Singapore, I definitely want to give it a try. Okay, so I think we have some questions coming in. So once again, to all the viewers, we are streaming live from both in Kuala Lumpur today, myself, and also Junie in Singapore. So if you have any questions, be it you're watching on Facebook or you're watching on YouTube or LinkedIn, feel free to type in your questions in the comments section. And of course, we'll ask Junie those questions that you have. Okay, so we have first question coming in from Jason, a listener from our YouTube. He says, hello, this looks super interesting. May I know if there is an option to rent AlterG?
Okay, yes, we do offer rental services for the AlterG. Yeah, so you can email us and we try to answer your questions for the rental of the AlterG.
Right, there you go, Jason. So if I can just get my back-end support, Yilin, to bring up the QR code for people to scan. So if you are listening into our webinar right now, you can scan the QR code, which would magically appear on the right-hand side in a while. There you go. Okay, so you can scan on that QR code and it will lead you to a form. Just put in your details, your particulars, and of course, our sales personnel will get in touch with you, whether you want to buy an outright purchase or you want to rent an AlterG or just want to give it a try or a demo, so we can assist you with that. All right, so next question, we have a question coming in from Cho Chuan Lim, a listener from Facebook. Say, is it dangerous to use SmartFit and AlterG together? What if when the user loses focus?
Not at all. It's not dangerous at all. As I mentioned before, the AlterG, no matter what you do, you won't fall down at all because the air pressure technology is pushing up. So as I demonstrate here, right, even I purposely fall down to the back or to the side, it prevents me from falling down. Even I try to force myself to fall down, prevent me to fall down. Yeah. So it's very safe to use the AlterG with the SmartFit strap board or other activity that I mentioned, like exercise with the medicine ball, boxing, or play some cards on chairs with the therapy. Yep. When you're facing the opposite direction. Yeah, it's very safe.
I guess that's why AlterG is best suited, not just for sportsmen, in this case like yourself, I think it's very, suited for geriatric patients, for the elderly, older folks. So I think the risk of falling down is not there, as Junie has demonstrated. He tried, he couldn't. He's practically floating because of support from...
I try my best to fall down, I can't fall down.
All right, so thank you for your question, Chuan Lim. Hopefully that answers the question. We have next question also coming in from YouTube follower YL31. Would like to know, hi, how long is the after-sales service support for AlterG?
After sales service, so for Singapore and in Malaysia, we have a support team. They are trained to service the AlterG, and we do keep some spare parts, in Singapore and Malaysia. So if there's a part that we don't have, we can direct order from AlterG, get it into Singapore or Malaysia. Takes still about maybe 1 to 2 weeks for the parts to arrive. Once it arrives, we will arrange an appointment with the user to get the part changed. Yeah, but we have some spare parts in Singapore and Malaysia. Yeah, and all our
I guess it also boils down to depends the nature of the problem that the user is facing, I suppose.
Yes. Yeah, if it's if this is a issue that don't need any replacement or spare part on the day itself, our engineer is able to solve the issue. Yeah.
All right. Okay, this question is not asked here, but I myself curious to know. Those pens, right, that you mentioned, I suppose that can be purchased depending on the different sizes of patient that they have, right? The AlterG pens.
Yep. Sorry, your question again, sorry?
The AlterG pens, right? They can purchase as many as they want for depending on
the
patient that they have.
There's no limit at all, yeah. There's no limit. So ideally, you will get those common size, ideally common size from small to medium, extra small to medium. That's the common size for Asian, common sizes.
Okay. Okay, we have another question coming in from FL. What is the common setting, the percentage of unweighing for patients who are not able to walk at all? What would be the recommended setting in this case?
Okay, that depends the experience of the therapy. He or she have to give the judgment, like how many unweighing support that this patient needs. There's no papers or research say, this patient who can't walk, stand properly, a certain unweighing percentage. That depends on the experience of the therapy. Yeah. So we cannot say, hey, you cannot stand, you need 50, maybe 50% or 60% of unweighing support. That might be too much or too little. Yeah, that's on the experience of the physiotherapy or physio assistant.
Right.
Yep.
Okay, there you go, FL. Hopefully that answers your questions. Now, if you have any more questions, all our viewers, feel free to type in questions in the comment section, whether you're watching on Facebook, YouTube, or LinkedIn. And of course, once again, with that, I would like to thank all your participation for listening to our webinar for today. And thanks, Jun Yi. You really literally put a lot of hard work for this. You have to run, you have to sweat. Thank you so much for sharing to us. I think not just AlterG, in this case, you showed AlterG Smartfit and also Game Ready. And on that note, we do have a promotion, I believe, Junyi, for Game Ready. Are we?
Yes, we have a 20% discount for the Game Ready right now from our Healing for Home website. So you can scan the QR code and go to our website and you can get the 20% discount for the unit and the wraps and the accessories. Yeah.
All right. So once again, to all our Singapore viewers, if you are watching from Singapore, you can scan the QR code. Can I have the QR code once again? There you go. So you can scan on this QR code, or you can just type in on your browser, go to www.healingfromhome.com, and then you can make a purchase of this product at 20% off. And of course, if you're listening outside of Singapore in Malaysia, feel free to scan the other QR code if you don't mind. To my back-end support, Yilin, here you go. The other QR code, you just scan on this one, fill in your details, and of course, if you want to, whether you want to find out more about AlterG or finding out more about SmartFit or even Game Ready in this case, just fill in the form, and of course, our product specialist will be getting in touch with you. So with that, I'm afraid there's no more questions, and we have come to the end of this webinar. We will be back next month with more webinars, so do follow our Facebook channels, BMEC.Asia, to stay updated with the latest news and happenings, and more importantly, with the latest promotion. So once again, my name is Kelvin from Kuala Lumpur and Junyi from Singapore. Thank you so much. We'll see you in the next webinar. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.